So, so once again, we welcome ourselves to Genes 222 Economics for Mass Communication. We welcome ourselves to the class. So right away, I would want to share the slide as we begin today's lecture. And that lecture will be on business organizations. Business organizations. Um, we will look at the different types of business organizations, and then we look at the distinguishing features of these business organizations. So I'd like to appeal that those who are yet to join should please join the proceedings of this lecture. So let's move to the slide majorly. Meaning of business organization. A business organization is the legal structure of a business. You know, many of us will just say, "Oh, I'm into a business." What kind of business? There are different kind of business, but the legal structure of the business determine the type of business you are into. It defines ownership, control, and liability. Ownership, control, and liability. It also influences how economic activities are carried out. So when you are talking about business organization, you are also looking at how economic activities are being carried out. So why does business organization, why does it matter? Why business organization matters. One is to determine who bears the risk. You want to start a business, look at the picture, you see that people are gathering together discussing, and what they are discussing might be towards a business. So one of those issues to discuss must be who bears the business risk. Number two, it matters because business organization also affects your access to capital. Your access to capital. Business organization also influences decision-making efficiency. That means how efficient do you make the right decision? How are your decisions efficient enough? That is what we call business making, decision making efficiency. Now, we also can say that business organization is also important for professional accountability. Business organization is important for professional accountability. Now, what are the major types of business organizations? The major types of business organization. Number one, we have sole proprietorship. Number two, we have partnership business. Number three, we have limited liability companies. Number four, we have cooperative society. Number five, we have public sector enterprises, or what we call public corporation. So this one, let me put it in brackets, public corporation. Okay. Yeah. Then we also have joint ventures. So we're going to look at this very soon. Now, we want to start with sole proprietorship. So you can see the lady there. She has different kind of materials, clothing materials, I guess, and she's selling all alone. She's the owner of the business, I guess, and she's selling all alone. Please, the Zoom user, please, can you shut your video? I'm not interested. Let's just have the mootness of us. Can you shut your video? The Zoom user, shut your video. You can hear me clearly. Shut your video. I do not need the video. Just shut your video. Thank you. So we are looking at the sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorship looks basically at the owner of a business. The owner of sorry, the owner of a business. So when it is owned by one person and controlled by one person, then you call that kind of business sole proprietorship. Then there's also another term we use there, unlimited liability. That means that this woman that you are looking at, if she's a sole proprietorship, though she bears also the profit alone, but if there is a debt that is owned by the business, her personal savings is not spared if the cost of the debt or debt cannot be taken care by the business itself. They can equally sell her personal property, and that's why it's called unlimited liability. So, sole proprietorship has a very major disadvantage when you talk about unlimited liability. That means in case of loss, the owner can suffer even his personal property. Number three, it is easy to establish. That means that's an advantage. It's easy to establish and it's common among small contractors, small traders and contractors is common among them. The owners enjoy the business decision and it contributes the capital and bears the risk alone. So this is a mixture of advantages and disadvantages. The sole proprietor, contributes the business, the capital by himself. He bears the risk alone, but he also makes his decision quick and sharp. So that's the advantage. Now let's take the second one, partnership business. Partnership business. This is owned by 2 to 20 persons. So when you see 2, 3 people coming together, like this picture you saw earlier, this can be an example of a partnership business, and they are beginning to discuss business. So when they come together, you can have them even sitting down. You can see 3 people coming together. Then you can talk about partnership business. They agree together how to share profit, and they equally agree together how to share losses. Equally, there is also unlimited liability on the part of partnership. So if I ask you for the similarities between sole proprietorship and partnership business, there is unlimited liability. Now, partnership business is also common in consultancy firms. It's common in consultancy firms, and the operations are guided by deed of partnership. The operations are guided by deed of partnership. Now, we're going to look at the deed of partnership now. Look at it. The content of the deed of partner. Now, the partnership deed is like a document that guides the operation of a partnership business. So while there are no set guidelines for creating partnership deed, a standard deed usually includes the clauses listed below. One, the document should contain something like the name of the firm. What name do they want to call the business? Two, the name and details of all the partners in terms of their personal details. Three, the date of the commencement of the business. So date, so month, and a particular year. Then the duration of the firm's existence. Okay, maybe the partnership will be for 5 years or more. So you need to specify that. Then how the profit and the loss will be shared. So profit and loss sharing ratio between the partners. Then the interest on capital that is payable to the partners. The interest on capital payable to the partners. Then the procedure followed in case disputes arise between partners. So if you want to settle disputes, you can also put a clause in the partnership deed. How do you want to settle the disputes between the partners? You know, money is involved, so you need to look at how to settle disputes. Now, let's look at the third one, limited liability company. Limited liability company, as the word implies, limited liability. It is different from sole proprietorship and partnership. Don't forget that partnership and sole proprietorship are unlimited liability. And what did we call unlimited liability? That means in case there is a loss, that the debt of the business is not only limited to the amount of capital they contribute, they can also sell their personal properties in order to pay that debt. So the liability of the business is not limited to the capital contribution alone, but they can suffer their personal forfeiture of their personal assets. Now, when you now talk about limited liability company, as the word implies, the liability of the business is limited to the amount of shares owned by the shareholders. If you look at what I said now, what I mean is that the number of shares determine the amount of capital you have in a business. So when you talk about limited liability company, it is usually limited because in case of death, the owners who are the shareholders will only suffer what they contributed into the business. They can't sell their personal property, and that's why it's called a limited liability company. Now, a limited liability company has separate legal entity. Now, please mute yourself. Mute yourself. Once I'm done, we can ask questions. Just note your questions or contribution. Now, limited liability company, I said it has a separate legal entity. Now, the meaning of that is that in the case of lawsuits, if there is a court case, then the name of that company, the name of the business is a legal person. And for instance, now, if you say you want to sue Zenith Bank PLC, you don't need to sue Jim Ovia or sue the current MD of Zenith Bank PLC. No, you are going to sue the name Zenith Bank PLC because it's a limited liability company. Now, that reminds me, we have two types of limited liability company. We have the private LLC, which is limited liability company, and the public LLC. Now, the difference between the two is the first one, private LLC, has a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 50 shareholders, while the public LLC do not have a maximum number of shareholders. So you only have minimum of 2, but no maximum. That means for public limited liability companies, you can have as many shareholders as uncountable. And another major difference is that the public limited liability company is always ending with a trade name that has PLC. Please mute yourself. You are disturbing my class. The Zoom user, you are disturbing my class. And please exit yourself because I told you not to bring in any Zoom user. Big with. Please, you are disturbing my class. When you are ready, let me know.
So I'm working on it. I'm muting them, sir.
When you are ready. Just mute all participants. That's what you'd have done earlier. So mute all participants except for the host or co-host. And then you don't need to even wait for me to request to be the host. You'd have made me a co-host immediately you started the Zoom. All right, thank you, Ismail. So please, when you are setting up, just set it in such a way that we don't need all these interruptions. Once you've done your setting, mute all participants. Once the host joins, you make the lecturer the co-host, and then you let the lecturer has access to record, and that's all. Okay, so thank you. Now we are trying to talk about the difference between the private limited liability company and the public limited liability company. We're saying that for the private, it ends with what we call LTD. That's why you see some companies' name, you see LTD at the back, something like NNPC Limited. That means when you see NNPC Limited, that means that number of shareholders is limited to 50. Please, the big wigs, can you monitor your screen? You are just disturbing as if you are a baby. And please, all those who are using, what's it called, unknown names, please, I've told you not to join the Zoom link whenever I'm having my classes because I can't identify you. And even if I want to call you, I can't call you. And you cannot answer any question. So please, you can see that my own name is expressly written there. So you do not need me to start looking for my name to see myself there. In fact, I'm joining with two devices. I'm joining with my phone and then my laptop. Ayola, mute yourself. Shut your video. Ayola, shut your video. Okay, so Ayola, shut your video. I think you can hear me. Shut. Thank you. Now, the public limited liability companies, these ones are PLC. And another major difference between the two is that the public limited liability companies publish their books of accounts, while the private limited liability companies may not publish their books of accounts, except there are interrogations around it. But collectively, the two of them has limited liability. The two of them are registered under Companies and Allied Matters Act, and they require the following documents: certificate of incorporation, memorandum of association, prospectus, certificate of trading. The two of them needs it. And that's what makes the difference with the first two that we mentioned. Sole proprietorship and partnership do not need all these documents. But for limited liability company, they need these documents. Okay. Now, let's look at this quiz. Let's look at this quiz. Let's look at this quiz. With practical examples, vividly explain 5 differences and 3 similarities between a sole trader and a partnership business in Nigeria. Now, before you answer, let me give you some differences. We mentioned the sole proprietor or the sole trader and partnership. Now, the partnership business also have a name that some of them bears. They will say and co. They can say Ayo and Ismail and co. That means it's a partnership business. It's usually run by lawyers, consultants, training outfits, and so on. while a sole proprietor is just a one-man business. When you say Ayola Enterprises, or you say Mama T business, like a woman in my area now, she sells food and they call her Mama T. That's a sole proprietorship business. The woman at the roadside selling is a sole proprietorship business that has a shop and is selling on his own. It's a sole proprietorship business. All right, so let me call some people. Big Wiz. Yes, unmute yourself and speak. So what is the practical example that you can use to show the difference or the similarity between sole proprietorship and partnership business? Yes, anybody who is able to give one or two examples. Regina, some other people who are online can also can signify Ayola, Kehinde, CJ or something. So can you unmute yourself and speak? So what are the 5 differences and 3 similarities between sole proprietorship and partnership business? Anybody making an attempt? Yes. Okay, I can have Kelvin Ogbonna. Kelvin, your hands are up. You are recognized. Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, sir. So a sole proprietorship, one of the differences, a sole proprietorship is like is owned by one person. For example, now, if like you said, Mama T that sells food in your area, that's one example. The other difference is that the other one is between two or more people. Maybe like Mama T and Mr. Kelvin, they join hands together to own a business together. Even in decision making too, one person has to make decision, but the other hand, two people have to make decisions.
Oh, sorry. When you are making those kind of points, be clear about it. Don't just be jumping from one point to the other. The first point you have made is that sole proprietorship, one, has one man business. On the other hand, you can now say partnership is more than one. Yes, the next person. The next person. Sorry, the next point you are making. So your next point, you said
Decision of the side.
Hello, sir.
hello, you are disturbing my class now. Eh? Who is this stupid person? Are you a fool? Don't you know that you are disturbing the class? Big wit or whatever. Or who is this person? Ah, you just joined a Zoom link. You don't even know how to control yourself. Yeah, sorry. Ogbonna, you are still on. What's
Yes,
up?
sir.
What's happening here? Somebody, my DP is showing that I am raising hands. I don't know what's happening. I'm not raising any hand now. Anyway, Ogbonna, you are on.
So I'm the one raising my hand, sir.
So the second point you are making, yes, Ogbonna, the second point.
Decision making, sir.
Okay, so
So
you can,
a sole trader
yeah.
is the one that can make decision, but on the
Okay,
other hand, the partnership, it has to be between the two or more people. They have to join hands together to make decisions,
okay,
right?
okay,
The third one is capital. So
okay.
the capital has to come from one person in the sole trader. But on
Yeah.
the other hand, they can split it, the partnership, maybe if they are two, maybe 70-20 or sorry, 70-30 or 50-50. And that's how they are going to split the profit too.
Okay.
That's the point I have, sir. Should I
Thank
go to the
you.
other one, sir?
Thank
Or
you. Thank you very
all right.
much. I appreciate that. The other person, please, who is that?
Good evening, sir. I'm the one, sir.
I've not recognized you because I told you to use your real name. I don't want big wigs or whatever, so I won't recognize you. Yeah, can I have John? Joy or Joy
Good
John?
evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. You are on. Go on.
So, number one example of sole proprietorship and the difference between both of them is with sole proprietorship, there's limited funds.
There's what?
While there's limited funds,
Okay. Yeah. Go on.
while in partnership, there's access to funds.
Okay.
Then my
Okay.
second example,
Yeah, go
my
on.
my second example is with sole proprietorship, it is very easy to establish.
Okay.
Like, you can decide to just start up a small business with
Okay.
a little capital you have to start up that business. Meanwhile,
Okay.
with partnership, it is very hard. It is not that easy to have that capital. You have to source for capital to start up this business.
No, I disagree. For sole proprietorship, it is more difficult to raise capital, but it is easy to start because you don't need anybody to consult to start. But for partnership, it is easier to raise capital, but it is not easy to start because there might be differences between you and your partners, which might end the business. Okay? Because when two comes
Okay,
together,
sir.
easier to raise fund. Yes, Adabi, Samuel, the last for now so that we can move on. Samuel, you have the floor.
Okay, yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, so my first point is in the sole proprietorship
Yeah.
is the profit and loss sharing. In sole proprietorship, all profit and losses belong to one person, while on the other hand, in partnership, profit and loss are shared according to the partnership agreements they have between each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell me
The,
the similarities between the two of them? Most of you have been talking about the different. What are the similarities between the two of them?
I know one is unlimited liability.
Okay. Yes. So both of them has unlimited liability. So what's the meaning of unlimited liability? Yes.
So I can only say the points, but I don't know how to explain it that clearly.
When I'm giving you just a cheap topic. So what of if I now give you calculation? What will you do? So didn't you listen to what I said? So who can help us? What's the meaning of unlimited liability? We need to log out and then log in once this trial version ends. But we are almost rounding up already. But yes, what's the meaning of unlimited liability? Yes, can someone? So Samuel, lower down your hand.
Okay,
Yes,
so I want to try.
go ahead.
So in unlimited liability, like if the sole trader or partnership
Mhm.
owes a debt and could not be able to pay back,
Yeah.
then maybe their property can be used to settle that debt.
Yes, that's the meaning. That's the meaning. And that's just what I explained. Okay. So it
Alright.
affects both of them. Yes, thank you. Can we have another person to tell us another similarity between the two of them? I still mentioned something on documentation. If you listen to me, you would have picked it. Yes, Samuel, are you still making comments? Similarity between the two of them. Yes, Nuruddin, Badamosi, yes. Okay. Yes, Nuruddin, Badamosi. Yes, Nuruddin. Or let's have Ogbonna. Some people sounds are still up. John Joy.
Okay, sorry. Profit motive.
Sorry, if I don't recognize you, you can start.
Okay.
Who is talking, please?
Or that be Samuel.
Okay, Samuel. No, Samuel,
Yes.
you have spoken. Let's give it to someone else. Let's have Rebecca or Nuruddin, one of them. Yes. Jimmy Craig, any of you? Hello. Excuse me. Excuse me. Once you are unmuting yourself, you must make sure your background is noiseless. You don't join a Zoom and then be in a noisy place and you want to contribute. So if your background is noisy, please don't contribute. Yes, who is speaking?
Hi, sir.
Rebecca is speaking, sir.
Okay, Rebecca, go on.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So both of them actually need money to start their business, both a sole proprietor and
As,
both a
as,
sole proprietor and partner in a partnership business
in
also.
fact,
They both need capital to
thank you.
start up their business.
All right, thank you. It's all of them that even needs capital to start. All of them. There's no business that doesn't need capital to start. So you can even say the similarity between all of them. Yes. So any other points, we'll soon be logging out. Any other point?
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, Kabirat. Oh, who is speaking?
Israel, sir.
Okay, go on, Israel.
Jimmy, yeah, us, yeah. So the similarities between a sole proprietorship and a partnership business is for sole proprietorship, they bear the
If you're
financial
not
risk alone.
speaking, can you mute yourself? Please, Jimmy, hold on. If you are not speaking, can you mute yourself? That is the rule. I did not say you should unmute yourself and make the class rowdy. If you are not speaking, please mute yourself. Yes, Jimmy, over to you.
Yeah, I said the difference between a sole trader and a partnership business is for sole trader, they actually they bear the risk alone. That's the 100% of the risk they bear it alone. While for partnership business, it's actually shared among the partners. Whatever risk they
I
get is
said
what they share among the partners.
similarity. I said similarities. Give me one more similarity. You are giving me difference. Give me similarities. What's another similarity between the two of them? Apart from unlimited liability, apart from capital requirement, what's another similarity? Listen to the question before you answer.
All right, so
So another similarity is the fact that both of them do not require extensive documents before you can start it. Certificate of incorporation, certificate of trading, prospectus, what do you have? Certificate, all those documents that is used by limited liability company, they don't need it. The only difference again is that partnership requires partnership deed, but a sole proprietorship does not. All right, so that's a very good one from many of those who have contributed. Thank you for your comments. So we will move on to cooperative society, but our time is going to shut down soon. So we'll continue from here. So everybody should re-log in back immediately. He logs us out. Course rep, Ismail, I think
Sir,
we can still use the link.
yeah, I already created another link, sir.
Okay, okay. That will be on our Telegram page or where?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Telegram page.
Okay, send it to me on WhatsApp so I can also join directly from WhatsApp.
I've sent it to you already, sir.
Okay, so later you also send the recordings of this and the other one because it's under record. So you send the recordings so that we can have it for those who are not around, and then we can upload it on the LMS. Is it clear? Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So thank you. I want it to end by itself. and then we can continue from the new link. So everybody should pick the new link to join so that we can round up with that. And for those who are yet to join, please, as much as possible, still broadcast it to them so that they can join. Adabi, I think you should lower your hand down, and every other person. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Well, we still have time.
Yes, sir. We still have time, sir.
Okay, maybe I can run through, but I doubt it. Let me quickly take cooperative society. Cooperative society talks about voluntary association, and this voluntary association is owned by members, and it promotes mutual benefit of members. Please mute yourself.
ẹ wá wo fara yín náà.
Then it also please mute yourself, Oga Ismail. Please look at the setting of this thing.
Sir, I already make you an host, sir.
Eh?
You are an host on the call, sir.
Mute everybody. Mute everybody. Once you are setting up that link, it is from the link. It is when you set up the link, you would have done the setting. If you don't do it, it will just be monotonous, muting one by one. So mute everybody once you are setting up the link. That would be
All
better.
right, sir.
So the new one you are doing, please go and reset it. It doesn't matter if you have done it, you can reset another one and then delete the previous one. And see the interruptions. It's not complete.